I was born in 1975, and to me it doesn't sound all that long ago, but the reality it is half a century. Being a child and growing up during the 70s and 80s and a teenager and young adult in the 90s, I feel we hit the jackpot, as it was the best time to be young. There was no pressure from social media or mobile phones. The music was incredible. We learned to make the best of what we had. Friendships were genuine. We showed respect and were respected back. We made plans and stuck to them. We used to play with all the children in our village, and we all looked out for each other. Life was simpler. It was happy. Both my folks were alive. Family ties were strong. Food tasted better. Summers were sunny and warm, while winters were snowy and cold. Christmases were amazing. People seemed real, and the pace of life was slower. I often wish my own children could have experienced a childhood like this. But life changes, society changes, the world changes, and we make choices which shape our futures and the direction our journeys take. My life back then probably seems incredibly dull to the younger generation of today. As dull as it was, I loved it completely and would never want it to be any other way. Fast forward that half-century, 2025 has been a milestone year for me as I turned 50 in May. And last month I became a Nain, Welsh for grandmother, for the first time. Time stands still for nobody. It flies by so fast. As much as my life has changed since my childhood, I'm fortunate to still have my mum. I sadly lost my dad in 2011. My brothers and their families living nearby. My best friend at age 3 is still my best friend today, but the most amazing part is I have my own family now, and they are my entire world, and the biggest blessing I could ever have wished for. Here's to the next half-century, Xaku. He wrote, "How would you decorate my grave?" I responded, instead of writing about it, by sending him an old cigar box filled with items he'd inspired. The inside of the box, a map of Ireland, soft green moss and pieces of bimini blue paper. A cigar box filled with tokens and artifacts. Serenity Now rock, poems, Oh Who Will Walk a Mile With Me, a bottle of blue water, feathers from Virginia birds, and a thumb drive of music to be played once he had a grave, which would be when we're old and gray. The outside of the box was covered in words we wrote to each other over the few years of long distance. 9 years later, he unexpectedly died, so the box was mailed to me by his brother. When grief comes up, I'll open the box, read the cards he gave me, read his letters and emails, bursting from folders and file boxes, each one more special than the next. The words spill like honey and the tears swell. I then neatly put them away for when I need them again, when the world seems cold or connections are weak, when I'm disappointed in efforts, mine or the people I encounter, or I have too many little bites taken out of me from the daily grind. Grief and love overpower everything. It heals. There is no time limit on grief. Grief is love with nowhere to go, is a quote I've read, which seems appropriate, but it's also a dichotomy for love that we have love to give now, not later. Give to anything in front of us. Friends, clients, pets, nature, music, family. Love has plenty of places in our lives, but I always have the box to open for the love for this man with no timeline or rules or limits. A good friend recently lost her beautiful partner of breast cancer. She has a foundation to raise money to help other women with cancer, to help pay for things that insurance doesn't pay for, like cleaning your house, cutting the lawn, cooking, pet care. Cancer sucks. Paint pink. This is from her partner describing her compartmentalization of grief. I recently saw Aubrey Plaza on Amy Poehler's podcast talking about her grief after the death of her husband. She referenced her grief to the movie The Gorge. This was her metaphor to try to explain how it felt for her. I've written about my grief metaphor here. Some of you may have heard me talk about it before. Everyone grieves differently at different times, but this is one way I see it. I hope this resonates with those that need to hear it. The grief box. I've had folks say, Give yourself time to grieve when it comes to grief. But for me, that's not how it works. Grief doesn't run on a schedule or a set-aside timetable. It ebbs and flows, crashes in without warning, and it never really goes away. I think of it as my grief box. When it shows up, I open the box. I let the flood of emotions pour out. When I'm done, I close it again until the next time. Life keeps marching forward and I want to march with it. But the box comes with me, it always will. What I ask of those who love me is simple. Make room for the box. Don't rush me to get rid of it. Don't pretend it isn't there. Just allow it to exist, because there's no time limit, no finish line. Grief is the shadow of love and my capacity for love. And for me, love, real love, doesn't end. No bananas. Y'all happy now? If you don't understand, please refer to my last post. Featured is a size 18mm 2-piece set that was my older brother's, a velour sleeper that was my mom's older brother's when he was a baby, 60 years ago, and another sleeper that was also my brother's. PSA for those that need it. This is a real car seat, but it is a collector's item. Again, this is not being used for transporting babies. I am a CPST, and I am aware of safety regulations, recalls, and expiry dates. And another PSA. It has come to my attention that my posts are being stolen and shared in other groups. If you would like to share it, please just ask instead of stealing it. Thanks so much for all the answers. Yes, I've seen Little Shop of Horrors. I get all your references. She can't stink that bad, 'tis a joke. Not a recent photo. My brain hurts with all my overwhelming knowledge of stinky horns. Seriously, thanks so much guys. First time posting. Excited to be here. Was looking through my photos when I was reminded about this alien growing in my backyard. I had several of these scattered around, but this one was too cool to not be the focus. Maybe someone could help me identify it and join me in my fascination. Google wasn't much help. This photo was taken in March 2024. Wasn't yet a member, so I didn't have a banana prepared.